At Forex Smart Trade, our mission is to help you become the best version of yourself. And we do that by helping you become financially independent by teaching you how to currency trade using our proprietary trading tools and our one-on-one training. And we are so confident in how well our tools and training work that we let you trade company money once you've been trained. Eventually, you'll have the opportunity to trade $100,000 of company funds and keep 80% of what you make. On this session, our tools, we have a number of different signals. I am going to use two of the signals to evaluate the market and see if we can take any trades. So with that, let us start by listening to the disclosure.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
Okay, that guy's a little negative for first thing in the morning. I work off of a, we've got three different groups here. Some people who are thinking about becoming lights, some people who are lights, and some people who are members. For those who are not yet lights, you've got access to Tuesday and Thursday morning trade session with me. For those who are lights, you have access to these other sessions that are in the yellow. For those who are members, you have access to everything in the green. And then there's additional paid trading sessions. So lots of sessions to watch a trader trade. I believe you get better by practicing with someone who is good. So the more of these you can attend, the better your skills will become. With that, I trade off of a trade routine. That trade routine starts with, it's kind of a little bit like a pilot's checklist. I want to make sure everything is working before I get started. So I first check my green charts. I know I am live when I see the green up here and the green down here. I am using the Green Chart 1, which is the computer program of Green Charts. We are transitioning over to Green Chart 2, which is the web-based version of Green Charts. I've been playing around with it a little bit this week, and we'll continue to play around with it until I become a little bit more familiar with it. But right now, since I'm most familiar with this, I'm going to stick with what I'm most familiar with when I'm doing my live trades. What we're looking at right now is a composite chart. It has 6 different currency pairs on it. Australian dollar, euro dollar, pound dollar. They're all on a 60-minute chart, which means that each candle has 60 minutes worth of information on it. And this is what we will be using for our initial read. Like to review what we did the previous day. Last week, the pickings were kind of slim. On Tuesday, we took we didn't find a 10-point trade. We took a 5-pip thick orange line trade, and we got stopped out on it. Signal was there when the top of the hour came, and we saw that the thick orange line number didn't jump. We should have maybe just closed it right out right then and there. but we didn't. So live and learn. And then on Thursday, again, we didn't find a 10-point trade, which is principal bread and butter trade. We ended up taking a 5-point thick orange line trade, which did close on the Australian Canadian dollar. We are technical traders, which means we trade based on on price movement. But we do want to know if there are things happening in the news, because the news will impact the currency pair. So to know what's happening in the news, we go to Forex Factory. Forex Factory is a news feed that breaks down currency-related news items into low impact, which is the yellow, medium impact is the orange, and high impact is the red. The way I do it is I scan for just the red items, and the next one coming up is at 10 a.m. Eastern time on the pound. The Bank of England Governor Bailey speaks, and he's got the ability to move the market. So ideally, I don't want to have a open trade from after 8 a.m. So we could still take a pound trade if we think it's going to close before 8 a.m. So we are good there. And then I begin my technical analysis. So with my technical analysis, let's go take a look and start with the chart. So this trade signal, the 10-point signal, I start with the middle chart, which is the majors and minors. I'm looking for situations where we are overbought or oversold. So overbought, the lines are up here. Oversold, the lines are down here. On the Australian US dollar, we are just about halfway. I am not, since we're halfway, I'm going to pass on this. I want to catch it further. I want to have the lines a little further back before I decide on this. If I don't see the initial part of the signal here, I just go on to the next one. Euro dollar, we are overbought. Lines are pointing down, and I've got a what's called double cross. The red line has come over the green, and the black line has come over the gray. What I don't like about this is sideways. The slope of this is less than 45 degrees. It's maybe 30 degrees. I want to see a steep slope, kind of like what we see here on the pound dollar. These lines are coming down pretty good, whereas these are kind of sideways. But just to continue the analysis, technically it is going down. We're overbought. I got double cross, so I got 3 points here. 2 orange lines are going down. So what I want to do is I'll jump up to the TNTs, and I'll count how many lines are going in a direction that's consistent with what I'm seeing here on the majors and minors. The 2 orange lines are coming down. 2 blue lines are going up. So I've got all 4 saying, hey, the market's going down. The blue lines, as I said, are inversely related. So everything's telling me down here. I look at the pressure. I've got strong up pressure with the red line on top. So I do have 7 points. I've got 4 points here. I got 4 points here, 3 points here, 1 point here. For 8 points, I need a minimum of 7. But again, even though I've got the signal, I'm going to hold off because I just don't like the slope on this line. So technically, I've got all the points, but this slope bothers me. I want to catch it when I have stronger slope. So let's take a look at the pound dollar. We can come back and look at this, but this scares me off. So it's not just the lines, but it's the slope of the lines. Pound dollar overbought. Everybody's going down. Nice steep slope. The miners have gone more than halfway, but that's okay. I care more about what the majors are doing. So the majors are just entering the channel. So this is good. 3 points here, 2 orange lines going down, another 2 points. Dotted blue is going up. That is a third point. So I've got 3 of the 4 here. I have red on top, and it's starting to roll. So I have 7 points here. 3, 3, 1. Now, the only thing, again, that concerns me, you can see this, very hard to see, steeper slope, less steep slope. So there's like a little kink in the line here where the slope is starting to change a little bit, but it's not that much. So let's go and take a look. So I've got the setup here. I've got the confirmation from all 3 sections that I've got a sell move about to take place. So with that, I want to look at the full chart to decide how much that move is worth, how much that move is worth. So I'm going to open up my Great Britain Pound USD chart. And the first thing I want to do, if we go back to my checklist, is I want to know where the support and resistance are, what the trend is, where the channels are. So let's see if we can do that. So I'm going to open up my clean chart. Now, since I don't normally trade the pound dollar, I don't have support and resistance drawn on here. This is the last time I traded it. So I'm going to add a little bit more support and resistance on here. So to do that, I am going to crunch this up. I'm going to erase this. And let's see. Need to put my glasses on to see this. So I'm looking for spots where the candles have kind of stopped. So if you see over here on the left, it's bounced. It bounced here, bouncing here, and we went from 77 to 10. So that's 23, 30, 33. Usually on a 1 hour chart, these are about 30 to 40 pips apart. So let's see, get one underneath. So I've got some bouncing here, some bouncing here, and here and here. So 1, 2, and I guess we could argue that it shot up to here before. We're kind of in new high territory. Now on my euro dollar chart, I've gone back 10 years to do this, and I've done a couple other things to confirm that the lines are a little bit stronger, but for our purposes right now, this gets us close enough to where we want to be. So we've got our support and resistance in, and let's take a look. Over the last 5 weeks, we've got an uptrend. Over the last 2 weeks, we've got an uptrend. So we've got a pretty good we're trading into an uptrend. I want to know that because I will take less pips trading against the trend. So right now we're trading into an uptrend. I also want to know kind of where we're at with respect to the resistance lines. So if I look here, I've got about 4 pips, 5 pips till I hit this resistance line. And I've got about 26 pips till I hit this resistance line. So that becomes my limit for what I can take in terms of a trade. So we are looking at a sell trade. So I've got 26 pips till I hit down here. Now, while we've been talking, remember I pointed out that kink, and now we're starting to go sideways. The sideways kink bothers me a little bit, but if I look on the 2-hour chart, I still have a nice setup. We're overbought. All the lines are coming down, so this is giving me a down movement. On the 4-hour, we're overbought. The lines are pointing down, so these two charts are consistent with the sell that I'm seeing here. On the day chart, we are overbought, going up. I'm not concerned as much that the lines aren't going down yet. If I look at the pressure, I've got up pressure with red on top, which is consistent with what I'm seeing here. The lines are diverging. They're getting further away. The green line is moving away downwards, away from the red line. Up pressure, red on top, lines are diverging. So all of this is consistent with the sell. On the 2.5 minute, it's telling me it's starting to go down. On the 30 minute, it's suggesting a little bit of a bounce, that there's a little bit of up pressure. And you can see we've been up here for a while on the 2.5 minute. So it's overbought, but it really hasn't committed to going down. My hesitancy here is this little kink in the line. Although I like this. So long term, we've got a down move coming. The question is, we've got that news on the pound coming up at 10:30. Do we have enough to make the move before that news? And because we have this kink in the line, I'm going to pass. Don't like it enough. If we didn't have news, I might take this for a 10 pip sell. But because now it's starting to come down, down. Let me see what else we got before we like this kink in the line bothers me. Just kind of looking at it. Let's see what else we have. U.S. Canadian in the channel, so there's nothing there. U.S. Swiss franc oversold. Everybody's going up. Don't have much steepness here. 2 oranges going up, 2 blues are coming down, which is 4 points. Down pressure, green on top, 1 point. So again, across the board, we're seeing a weak signal for a buy. We're seeing it here on the U.S. Swiss franc. We're seeing it on the Euro USD. We saw it here on the pound dollar. U.S. yen. All right, oversold. Everybody's going up. In fact, I like this. There's a kink in the line here. Less steep, more steep on the green line. So this has got increased steepness, whereas this has decreased steepness over here on the pound dollar. So I like this setup. The two orange lines going up, two blue lines coming down. So I got 4 out of 4 here. I've got the green. I've got down pressure, but green is crossed over. So I have a point here. Green is on top, and these lines are diverging. It's starting to roll to go up. So here's a nice setup. I like this. So let's take a look at the full chart for the USD yen. USD yen. So first thing I want to do is I want to know where my support and resistance is. So I'm going to crunch this up. I've got no support and resistance on here at all. So let's see what we can do. Trying to decide if I like this or not. Or I drop my line. Let me just take this off and try again. I think I like this a little bit better. Right in here, right in here, right in here, right in here, right in here. Right in here, right in here, right in here, here, all along here. Right in here, here, in here, right in here. Let us take one more below. Right in here, in here, in here, here, over here. Let's take one more above. Right in here, here, here. All right, so we've got support and resistance. Actually, let's go back just a little bit. How would we define the trend? Well, here we had a downtrend. Do we have an uptrend? Not very much. Not very much. We could have argued there's an uptrend to here and a little bit of a downtrend to here. Something caused a big jump, some sort of news. Maybe the last 3 days, we're trading into a downtrend. So let's take a look. So there's a little bit of an art in trying to decide what the trend is here. Up, down, big jump. Seems to be having some retracement here, and we're kind of sitting right on a resistance line. So let's take a little bit more of a look at this. All right, what kind of trade were we looking at? We're looking at a buy trade. So let's look at what the 2-hour trade is telling me. Everybody's going up. I've got down pressure with red on top. So this hasn't changed yet, but I'm okay with that. On the 4-hour, I've got everybody oversold. The miners are pointing up and double crossed. The majors haven't quite got there yet. I'm okay with this. And And again, down pressure with green on top, which supports the buy. Sideways retracement on the 30-minute, and right now we are overbought on the 2.5-minute. I got 30 pips up. I got about 2 pips down. Eight pips to there, 15 pips to there. I like this for my one hesitancy is that the current candle hasn't closed above the resistance line. So it could pull back and go under this resistance line. But let's go ahead and take this for 10 pips. 10, you know what? Let's make it 9 pips. We're going to take it to 9 pips. 9 pips is going to basically bring us to the top of this. Now, let's see here. You know what? We're going to go ahead and take it for 10 pips. So let's open up our account. This is a demo account that you're watching right now. And I'm going to go USD JPY. USD JPY right here. I am going to do new order. My account has $8,800 in it, so I'm going to make my volume 0.88. I'm going to move that decimal spot over 4 places to come up with my appropriate lot size. This is kind of a quick and dirty way to come up with the lot size. In training, we're going to show you a little bit more precise way to do it. And I'm going to do a market buy. So it records a trade down here. So now I need to add my take profit and stop loss. I like to record the buy right away versus filling in the stop loss and the take profit up here. It takes too long to do that. I like to get the trade in and then put in what I want to do. So I am going to go to, I right click, I go to modify. It brings up this little chart. And this will do the math for me. So if I do, if I want 10 pips, that is 100 points. If I click the little blue button, it does the math for me. And we're going to use a 4-to-1 for right now. So if I'm going for 100 pips, I am going to take a 40 pip stop loss. Again, I click on the red, it does the math, pops it in here. I am going to... normally, when I trade, I like to go 2 support and resistances away because I don't want to get stopped out. So 2 support and resistances away are somewhere down here. So here's one support. Here's a second support. So it would have to break this line and then break this line to take me out. So that's at 108.58. And we're at 108. We're exactly at 108.58. So perfect. Real quick, the top of the hour just changed because there's a new candle there. Let's go back and see if we have a thick orange line trade real quick. Thick orange line trade is a different signal. I am going to go back 1 hour because I want to see what the signal was right at the top of the hour. I am looking for this number to be either 0 or 100. So 79 isn't, 89, 86 isn't. No, this is 0. I got all 4 lines above. 0, all 4 lines above. Ideally, I'd like to see this red line a little higher. since the hour just changed, I want to see how this number changes. I want to see if it goes to, if it changes by 10. And it did change by 10. So let's go ahead and take a sell, a 5 pip sell. I don't have to do the analysis on this because this is a little scalp where we're going to catch the bounce. So we're going to go to USD Canadian. USD Canadian. I am going to do new order, sell, and this is always good for 5 pips. So I'm going to go down, highlight it, go to modify. I'm going to change my parameters to 50. That's 5 pips. Do the math, and we're going to do 200 4 times. And I want to make sure I get the full 5 pips. So if I started at the 2039 and I'm selling, I'm going to go to 2034, which is exactly where it put me. So we're all good. Okay, gang. So we took 2 trades. One was a 10-point trade, a buy on the USD JPY. The other was a 5 pip sell on the USD Canadian. Let's see what we have for questions. Do you know when to be able to draw the support and resistance on the new Green Charts 2 platform? You should be able to do it now. You should be able to do it now. Let me see real quick if I can figure out. I haven't. Let me just pull up a screen and see. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling it up. Here's the web-based version. Let's see. So if I wanted to, let's see how we're going to do this. Again, I'm just figuring this out. Yeah, let's do clean pressure. You would draw a horizontal line. And let's see. So you would, let's see, we'll pull it together. Pull it together. Let's crunch it up a little bit. Let's pull it together some more. So what I went in is I grabbed the horizontal line and let's see. Why isn't it letting me? Horizontal line. So I can hold it and then find that right spot. I guess you got to click it each time. Grab it. So once you click it, then you can grab it and move it up and down. And puts it, and it drops the number over here. There's probably a way to have it so the number's over on the left-hand side. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. But so there you can. Let's see. What's the... still looking at a couple questions here. You should be aware of the large spread for the big orange line trade. 4-to-1. 4-to-1 is a good spread for the thick orange line trade. That trade is accurate 90% of the time. So if you win 9 of those trades for 5 pips, you're ahead 45 pips, and you lose 1 for 20. That leaves you ahead net 25. So that's how that was calculated based on the percentage win off of that trade. What's the stop loss and take profit for? How'd you determine this? So let's go back to how we determine the stop loss and take profit on the USD JPY. The take profit I determined by this looking at the trend. We're trading into a downtrend, the sell trend, and we're trading into a sell trend, and we had 21 pips, 25 pips, or 24 pips till we hit this line. Since we're trading against the trend, basically I took a little less than half of what it is till we hit the resistance line. That's how I came up with it. I don't think we're going to bounce all the way back here. Ideally, I wanted to come here to this spot where this candle was, but I went a little bit beyond it. I thought we'd get retracement till here. And then on the stop loss, the way I do stop losses, I like to go 2 support and resistances away. So here's 1 support resistance, so it has to break this line. And then here's a second support and resistance, and I went just a little bit beyond it to avoid any peek throughs. See here how it peeked through a little bit? I don't want to get any peek through. I also, as a rule of thumb, as a new trader, you can use a 4-to-1, 3-to-1. It depends on your risk tolerance. This happens to be 4-to-1. But my little rule is I like to go 2 support and resistances away. So it has to break this and break this to take me out. Okay, gang. Thanks so much for being here. We will do this again on Thursday. Hope to see you then. Great. We're here to help. Just reach out if you need some. Bye-bye.